chat. Welcome to our weekly game of Dungeons and Dragons that we call Owlbear's Roost. I'm joined today by a group of lovely individuals. We're just going to continue our story. Last we left off, the group had returned to Sanctuary, the encampment of refugees from the city of Belosia. The team spoke to a few individuals, learned some individual information, made a plan. He spoke to the leader of Sanctuary and determined that the best course of action would to be handling the corruption of the forest before heading to the city. Afraid that if they were not to, their flank would be covered and the people of Sanctuary vulnerable. So the agreement was for Team Toast, a intrepid group of adventurers, along with select members of the Argent Reconnaissance, to secure the abandoned village of Lumbine, an old lumber town just north where they find themselves now. But the path isn't going to be easy. The group has a few days to plan and to gather supplies and information should they need it. For making the next step. We join our adventurers as you all step out of the main building, walking back town towards your encampment, rejoining with your various pets. It's the end of the 13th, and if there's anything that any of you would like to do, before you head out, you've got about 3 days to make your plans.
So we have 2-3 days before we head to the forest, right?
So the plan is for you all to head. The plan that you agreed upon was to head to Lumbine, the little lumber village. Now,
Right.
that could go through the forest. You could go through the fields. It's kind of up to you guys. You know, you were given 3 names of individuals that you're going to be going with. If you guys want to just sit and wait for 2 days, 2-3 days, you can. But it's kind of up to you how you want to approach this and how you want to plan forward.
Well, the reason for going to the forest was the city was being attacked through the forest.
Correct.
And so there was no point going in to try and take back Belosia and then return to everyone being dead.
Correct. You had agreed to
Beg
by
people not
going.
to kill them mine.
Yeah, because you're going to do a pincher maneuver essentially to
Right.
with. So your group's job essentially is to secure Lumbine so that a large number of the forces can move in. But you're going in essentially as a scouting force to determine viability, determine how many people they can probably reasonably support there, that sort of thing.
Mm.
In terms of like housing, yep. Yeah, that's what you've been told. Essentially, secure the abandoned village and find out what happens, I suppose. But how you get there is up to you.
What's the time of like day and such again? Where did we leave off?
It's about it's hard to tell because of how dark it is around here. But it's probably afternoon.
Sorry, I'm just trying to visualize what kind of location where in the sanctuary we left off. I can't remember if we were in the mess hall or if.
Well, you're just
where
leaving. You're
That's
leaving
for a while.
from.
Oh, we're
main building.
leaving.
Yeah, from the
Okay.
main building. So you can head to anywhere in the sort of encampment that you'd like.
Okay.
I want to go find out my future. I'm going to leave everyone without saying anything and just walk over the mess hall.
Okay.
Are you still missing your hand, by the way?
I think it's currently on my shoulder.
Is it in your shoulder?
Or on your shoulder. I think it's on your shoulder.
I was like, I think it's still
I
on my
think it's
shoulder.
in a plate of mashed potato. Roll for shoulder.
Righty.
It's like,
Yeah, I'm just gonna go over to the mess hall and see if I can find the fortune teller, and I'm just not taking both my hands.
Okay. You enter the mess hall. There's a familiar face there. The druid that everyone has been speaking with. Playing with the cards. Waiting.
I'm gonna walk up and go to place my hand on the table, place down my stump, and then slip across the table.
My.
Sorry, I lost a fight with a zipper.
Terribly sorry to hear that, my dear.
And go pick myself up off the table.
You see her kind of just doing flourishes with the cards. Go ahead and give me an Arcana
Yeah.
check.
Yeah, sure.
You, being well versed in magic and all that jazz, are keen to notice as she does these flourishes and these sort of waterfalls with these cards, there's a little bit of arcane energy. Whether it's arcane or divine, it's magical. for sure. But as she does the flourish, you can see essential energy jumping between the cards and sparkling away.
You were giving fortune tellings to my friends, I think.
And have you come to seek one yourself?
I mean, it seemed like fun or interesting or a
She cocks an
descriptive
eyebrow
word
at you.
that isn't insulting to you. And
Do you have a name, my dear?
yeah, Primrose.
Beautiful name. My name is Jade.
An even better one.
She places the cards on the table. What is it you seek, my dear?
Know if pains will ever end.
She takes your hand, the one that's not a stump. She holds it,
Oh, thank
both
God.
of her hands. She looks at you in the eyes, her eyes flash. A bunch of energy. She takes the cards and draws 1, 2, 3. Alright, Scorched, I need you to roll 3d2s, please. This is going to determine if it's forward or reversed. Or upright or... yeah.
How do I do this?
Just 3 out of D. 3d2. Slash roll 3d2. Nope, no space. No space between the two. Space between rolling 3. Or rolling 3.
I'm so good at this. You have no idea.
There we go. Okay. Perfect. You got there in the end. For you, my dear, we'll do a simple card stack. The one I've given your friends. Each card here will represent a part in your history. The first card is your past. Second is your present, and I'm sure you can guess what the third is.
What I'm having for dinner. Yeah.
Mhm. She flips the first card. Star. Upright. It's an interesting one. The star is about your connection to the divine. Transcend your own personality, your family, community, reputation. You are following what the gods have in mind for you. It reminds us where we came from. We end up. of agents of their design. The cosmos. Greater than we can imagine.
Is that of good and bad?
Oh, most certainly, my dear. The gods, we can't comprehend what they have in store for us. Their concept of morality is beyond our mere recognition. We may say a god or goddess is chaotic, or that they're evil. It's just how we define them, in our own words. For in actuality, we can't even begin to understand their intentions. This card tells me that you've had a encounter with a being of great power, whose design is beyond any of our own comprehension. Is that correct, my dear?
Yeah, yeah, in a way, yeah. So just, you've taken your hand away from hers, right?
Yeah, she's
They're
moved
like
her
not
hand
holding hands. Yeah, yeah. She
Yeah,
just
yeah.
rushes at her my door again and just straightens up a little bit. Yeah, long time ago, yeah.
Hmm. Then shall we look at what the present holds?
Go for it.
Judgment. We also call this card Resurrection. Archaic in what it talks about, but it was believed every so often, hell when we die, our souls are reunited with that who created them. More modern understandings of this says every version of yourself that has ever existed reunites with itself for a year on the day of your birth. It talks about its freedom from internal conflicts. Hidden talents, ideas, personalities can resurface as you're reunited with them all. The card's telling you to trust yourself in opening yourself to those you trust and those you care about. You are greater than the sum of your parts, my dear. You simply have to show it. The present awaits you.
Even if the sum of my parts is looks down at Stump. Not all there.
Every version of yourself reunites the bits that are since gone.
And what about my future?
Your future, my dear. This is very interesting. She leans forward, her hands kind of creating a place for her to set her head. Leadership. Ruling. The people you lead become the direct consequence of your own happiness. The Emperor, master the world of matter, divine physical existence. Acknowledge yourself, the potential of greatness. You have a sense of sovereignty in yourself, you just have to see it. You are simply limited in what you can do. But what that means for your future, my dear. Combined with the judgment card. You need to get in touch with your inner sovereignty. There is a memory within you of leadership, charisma. You have the abilities you need for greatness. Act with confidence. Take care of business, my dear. But let me warn you. An emperor can quickly become a dictator. Whether they wish to or not. Just through kindness and through empathy, you can prevent such a horrendous future.
Mercy. So it just stands a little awkwardly. So
So what, my dear?
alright. Okay. Just tapping on the side of her leg. Alrighty. No. Okay. What do I owe you?
Honey, you shouldn't owe me anything.
I'd offer a hand, but I think someone's holding on to it for me.
No, don't worry, my dear. I just need you to focus on yourself. Focus on what I've told you here today.
Right. Thank you. Sort of does the awkward bob nod bow.
She giggles.
And then she goes to leave and wave goodbye, but uses the stump and doesn't even notice.
I think we'll be seeing each other more very shortly, my dear.
Hopefully it's still in a good circumstance.
Mm.
Yep, Bryn leaves.
She just sits there and watches you. Alrighty. What would everyone else like to do? As I start to find myself a different tarot deck, considering that one had titties on it. It's not a big deal. It's still technically art and historical, but
I
Mm-hmm.
think we all like titties though. I'm gonna take Prim's hand and clean it from the mashed potatoes. It's got covered in.
how are you cleaning it?
Giving it a mani-pedi.
Oh no, I'm just gonna find a basin of water and just.
Oh, okay, cool. You're gonna drown it.
Well, I don't know if it could drown. It's a hand.
Oh my god.
Take it out. Do it again.
It's better than you like licking it clean. I didn't really know what you were gonna do.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, I
gonna
did wonder.
Oh my
I
God.
did
Thank you.
wonder.
Thank you.
I'm not that bad. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What's that? What the fuck? I'm
Eh.
gonna like lick each individual finger. No.
Oh.
I'm sophisticated. I'm going to put
Finger
that
licking
in
food.
the water and clean it off.
Somebody say KFC.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Give me 2 seconds, guys. You can talk amongst yourself.
Why? Why does it always go this way?
Okay, so which finger are you gonna
didn't
start
mean it.
with?
I didn't even mean it in a sexual way. I just put it in the
Whoa,
water.
whoa. None of us said sexual. We were just talking about like
Okay, sensual.
Eating up-
Sensual.
eating up what scent. None of us was saying any of this. We were just saying what
That's what it
finger are you
sound-
gonna
that's what-
start
that's-
with.
Yes.
I'm just. Oh fuck. I'm just gonna walk away. I'm just gonna walk away.
Walk this way. Walk this way. Sorry.
Whip this way. Whip that way.
God damn.
Whip, nay, nay.
You
Good.
Actually, Nene.
Please, just use mage hand, and then in conjunction with
I want to do this now.
Oh god, can you imagine if that's the opening move for fighting what's in Belosia? Just like uses mage hand, starts
Oh,
music.
God, what did I come back to?
Uh, we're just talking about doing the whip and nay with my mage hand and my whip.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. I gotta go deal with a dog.
Sure you do, bud. Alrighty, what else would people like to do? At all. Stand there at once, I suppose.
What's Gruff doing at the moment?
It's very quiet, it would seem.
You are muted if you are talking.
Yes, hello, Silversmith. I have returned. Can you cover my hand in silver? I want to do silver magic.
He puts down, he's eating like a loaf of bread and looks at you, just kind of waving his stump at him.
Can you make me a silver hand? And can you make it so it fits on this? And she points at the... She points at the zipper.
Huh?
My
Kinda,
friend
like,
is
wipes
holding
the-
it to my hand for me, and I want a new hand.
uh, um, yes, yes, okay. Well, you see, you don't necessarily need a silver hand. Your hand alone should be sufficient if it's casting magic, my dear.
She stands there, unaware of what that means.
Oh.
She's not even blinking.
I don't think this is necessary for you, my dear. Unless you're punching people.
Do you think it would hurt?
I think so too.
Alrighty. Yes. And she just finds the nearest place to sit down and just sits down on it.
Oh. So, I'm sorry. What? He looks so confused.
Everyone else got cool stuff, but I couldn't get anything cool because I just had hands. But now I only have one hand, so it means that I can get cool stuff.
Oh. How about this, my dear? What if you were, what if you, were What if I were to recommend you to a place that might be more fit than burning what remains of your hand?
Yeah, right.
Right. The Odyssey and all that. They might be able to help you. More so than I can help you. They're a bunch of very proficient individuals with the arcane. I'm sure they could more than happily help you. They're not too far from where your thing. Yeah, where you're staying. If I'm not mistaken, dear.
Alrighty. And she hops up and she walks over. But if they don't help me, she lifts up her stump and just wags it at him. I want a hand.
Of course, my dear. Yes. I just make your way over there and look for the symbol with the book in the eye, and I think they will be able to help you.
Alrighty, thank you. And she skips off.
Okay. Alrighty. Has Falky returned? Falky's still muted. We're gonna have to presume him dead. Also, check this out. I got a new deck, dog. Look at.
Oh my goodness, of course.
It's animated.
That's actually really pretty.
Oh, that's pretty.
Let's see here. It's got a whole bunch of these little animated little cards.
Very nice.
Yes.
So I can do different spreads too now that I have the minor arcana cards. Hell yeah. Alright. I also bought Candela Obscura, so if you ever want to do a Candela Obscura run, ooh, yes. Anyways, alrighty. Okay, is there anything else anyone wants to do other than Prim just trying to give her the opportunities to do things before we go back to Primrose?
Are there any stores or shops or I guess merchants around, or is it just?
You can find out. You'd have to ask. There's, either you want to look around aimlessly.
Okay, yeah. Lavetta, following her previous, she's already like significantly away from where she had her reading last time, and was it Afflia? Yeah, Afflia's just kind of. I think I don't know where she is, but
Clean the hand. That's what I'm doing. I'm just cleaning the hand.
just clean.
That sounds like a euphemism.
That
You're doing the hand job.
Oh my goodness. Alright, we've gone off completely off the rail.
But yeah, Lavetta.
There was a rail?
Fair point. Righty. Okay. So do you want to look around? You want to look around? I can have you do a roll for that.
I just realized that I've been pressing the wrong button to talk. Yeah, I'm gonna have Lavetta she's very much like in her head about the previous reading, but it's starting to go fuzzy, so she's just gonna like wander aimlessly just
Okay.
around Sanctuary. She's not even gonna like look where she's going. She's kind of just gonna just whatever catches her interest. She's kind of like dipping about. Just
Okay, I need 2 rolls
Yeah.
from you. The first
Okay.
one's gonna be a d6. Okay. And then give me a perception check. Perfect. You kind of wander aimlessly, and you're wandering around, and you notice that you are currently within the sort of entrance district of where you know you've entered through the gate and such. And let me just pull it up here. Abs, here we go. Yeah, you appear to be kind of you kind of near the gate, so you kind of turn yourself away from the gate. You notice yourselves passing past the blacksmith, and throughout this area you're beginning to notice there's a lot of different craftsmen and such. It would appear throughout here, and individuals working on armor, working on weaponry, weaving clothing, making bowls. This appears to be the sort of a lot of the handy individuals' work in terms of creating things to for the encampment. Whilst you're in here, you kind of look around, and there doesn't seem to be really any doesn't seem to be anyone who's kind of showing off their wares per se. It more so seems like people are kind of knows where they're going, making the trade, and then leaving. However, there's a woman who's kind of sat in a chair, and she's all bundled up in like a nice wool blanket, and she's kind of sitting with a loom and preparing things. And she looks up at you and, "Oh, dearie, you seem to be looking for something. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?"
I'm not too sure. I seem. I thought I knew what I wanted, but apparently I don't. I seem to be acquiring a lot of items in my travels. I guess. What kind of things do you make? And then she looks at the loom, and do you make anything that can, like, a type of bag or satchel by any chance?
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, I've got some bags and such. You looking for like a shoulder bag, or are you looking for like a backpack? Perhaps you're looking for like a fanny pack or like a purse. I've got a few different options.
Lavetta's just standing there now, like her eyes just wide. She wasn't expecting to have to make a a choice. So she's just stood there. Just something I don't really want to have to hold it. Maybe like a satchel or like a messenger bag of some sort, or
Of
what
course.
about? And then what about this? And then she, like, Valenda's been following her from behind. Could you make something like a little bag for him? And then Valenda just sits there staring at the woman.
Oh, you want something to put on him?
Yeah.
Or him to be put in?
No, something that he can carry.
Oh, well, I don't know if a shoulder bag's gonna do much for him, but...
Well, no, the shoulder bag would be for me.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we've got a baggie, a couple shoulder bags, that you might like. But in terms of the little guy, I do have some goat bags that might work. Well, bring the little guy over here. Let me see what I can do.
She looks the woman up and down for a minute, and then looks down at Valenda, who's just kind of sat there happily wagging his tail. Yeah, I guess. And then Valenda just, without even hesitation, just plods on forward.
No, come here, little guy. Let me take a look-see at you. She kind of looks through some of her bags. Well, he's not the biggest of goats, but, you know, let me see what I've got here. She kind of heads inside and starts looking through her options, and then, well, let's see here. No, that's no. But no, that's not gonna do it. That's not gonna do it either. Oh, this might do it. Okay, and she kind of waddles her way out and looks down at them. Oh, well, let's see here. Does Valender let her try to put this on him?
Let me one sec. Just trying to see. Is there a way I could roll for that?
Well, it's kind of your decision how Valender is going to.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, he lets her, but he also keeps trying to, like, lick her in the process, not understanding that she just wants him to kind of be still.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hi, hello. Hello, dearie. Right.
He continues to lick.
Oh, okay.
That sounds...
And she just kind of tries to put. Well, okay, that kind of works. Yes, that'll do, I think. Perfect. Yes, here we go. Yep. Let's get this fitted. Well, I think that works. What do you think? You know, it's a pretty decent sized little sort of saddlebags. Clearly meant for, you know,
For
A
goat.
goat. Yeah, but
Yep.
you know, it kind of works.
She looks at him and he's just kind of like, he doesn't seem too bothered, but he's also just like, what is this thing on my body, you know? I don't know. I may as well take it. I'm gonna need the bag either way, even if he doesn't wear it. How much? How much?
Hmm?
And she looks there for the bag.
Oh no, you see, we don't really do gold here. It's not really a thing we do. We kind of
What?
trade in favors. But there is someone who does use gold up in the East Quarter.
What about this? What about this? Do you cook by any chance? Do you ever cook?
Oh, of course. Well, sort of. You know, it depends if I've got the supplies. Why?
She instantly like reaches in her pocket and pulls out like the wrapped kidney that she picked up from her previous, and then she just like plants it on the desk on the table.
What is this?
It's a kidney. It is a human kidney. I think. Maybe. I don't know. It's edible though, I think. Maybe I don't know.
She looks shocked. She looks completely and utterly shocked. Oh,
Sorry, I don't really have like any spices or anything to go with it though. I have a lung if that's easier.
Well, can you give me an intimidation check? Even though it's not necessarily your intent, this is very intimidating. Oh.
You're about to put this lady in the morgue.
Lavender views like things like this as resources, so she doesn't actually understand that this is such a horrifying thing, because she's like, okay, this is a resource that I have salvaged from a, you know, so she looks at it very logically.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I guess I didn't.
The bag's
I
yours.
didn't.
You know, why don't you just take your kidney and go?
What about the no? I can't just. And then she instantly puts the kidney back in her bag.
I insist. You and you go. Just kind of like trying to get you out of her little tent.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the bag. Yeah, and then like Valinda just gives her like a little lick, and then and then she walks back to try and go and find Primrose.
You notice as you're walking away, this woman who's now pale, like completely pale, scurries and rushes over to one of the guards and is like pointing at you, whispering and pointing at you.
Oh no. She does that walk once again. The walk that like people do when they cross the road and someone's waiting for them, like at a traffic light. She does that walk, so she's like shuffling, but then immediately like forgets and continues with Valinda in his little bag.
Right. What is Groff doing during this?
Croft, he's doing absolutely nothing.
Cross
He
Croft's
is
kind of chilling.
pretty much, because the whole game plan is to help them do their thing first.
These
So I'm just kind of waiting around till the party's ready.
Groff kind of standing there, you know, sitting around. You start hearing giggling coming from near you, and then do you look at the source of the giggling, or are you just doing your own thing?
No.
You suddenly feel a very small hand grab one of your fingers.
I grab the small hand back.
Yeah, it's an instant. You win that. There's no hard beating that. You look down, and there's this small child, and then a little bit further on, peering behind one of the tents, or a few more little children, kind of peering their heads around. And the child in front of you is now pale as an egg, looking at you, and you know she looks pretty rugged, and she's looking up at you. And she's trying to speak to you in a language you don't understand.
I pick the child up by their hand and bring them closer to my face.
Child looks at you terrified.
I then lower the child down and pat him on the head with one finger.
The kid rushes off, terrified. Yeah, this kid probably just shit his pants. He was not expecting you to just pick him up like that. Yeah. And you see the other kids, they're all gone. They're gone almost instantly as that happens. Alfia, what are you doing? Page. I'll never know.
I was told you make silver hands. She just walks into the building.
Okay. Let me... That's fair. As you enter, there are.
Not even checking to see if there's anyone there. She's just announcing it.
Oh my god! Yeah, as you enter, it's not a building per se, but it's you see a God damn it! You see a man, kind of silly man. He's early 20s, sat down, and he's got a bunch of papers in front of him, books litter, candles lit across the tables, and you know he's covered in. There's ink everywhere, and he's writing down stuff, and this place appears to be a little bit more alive, almost. You see arcane sigils kind of floating in the air, and a broom brushing itself and cleaning the floor. It's still a tent, but it's a larger tent. On front is, of course, the symbol which you were directed to. And this tent appears to have almost several rooms to it, you know, a fabric kind of keep separating them.
Mm.
And the man is wearing a very, very well kept blue robe, in which you notice across it is a sash, like appears to be you know, the robes themselves are kind of blue and silver, and the sash is very much just blue, and you don't really notice much beyond that per se, but it is you know, he's well kept. He's very clean, cleaner than probably anyone else you've seen here. He looks up at you and sets his glasses down. Bonjour. Can you repeat what you said?
She walks over. She plops down, elbow on table, and just leans in really close. Hand.
I'm sorry. What are you asking?
She gestures at her missing hand.
Oh.
I was told that you make silver hands.
And who said that?
I don't know their name. And then she does the eyebrow wiggle. But they said you make silver hands.
I don't think I know anyone who makes silver hands, but
My friend is holding onto my hand for me, and I need a new one.
oh, would you like me to? Or did you've spoken to a cleric to maybe attach the hand?
Oh, he comes back. He's just going for a walk.
He like leans back. Emma, you hear him say, and from out the back, this guy, he's kind of scraggly. He's got the person at the desk, you know, got a beard, kind of brown wavy hair brushed in front of his eyes, the glasses that he's got, and the person who comes out from behind the counter is a complete juxtaposition to what he looks like. You see this lady. Oh,
Nice.
What did it what did it? Oh,
Primrose
weird.
looks respectfully.
She's got this long blonde hair, pointed ears, these curled horns. She's wearing a darker blue outfit, well fitted. She's got a sash around her waist, pinned within the kind of holding the sash in place, and it appears to be that book with an eye again. She looks at you. Oh. Bonjour. No, you are one of the individuals who are. Hello. My name is Emma Charlevoix. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yours?
It's Primrose.
Definitely. I can't say particularly, but considering we are all that, you know, remains of Pelosia, the proper title would be, I suppose, technically, Archivist Emma Charlevoix. So we don't exactly have much contact with the Order anymore. That said, what is it that you need?
Right. Okay. She stands there, spacing out for a sec.
She smirks.
J'ai besoin d'un nouveau main.
No, you can speak common to me. That's perfectly fine.
Oh, I need a new hand.
Oh. What? That's not necessarily
I have my old hand, but I need a new one. And He's it's going for a walk. But I was told that you guys make silver hands.
Rudy, no bark. Stop that. Rudy. Rudy. Rudy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm waiting for a maniac to stop barking behind me. She looks up at you. And who gave you such a notion?
I don't know their name. And she does the eyebrow wiggle again.
Okay, so, what were they doing? Who?
They just work with silver. I guess they're like a silversmith, right? Probably. Maybe.
You
They're a
spoke to the
blacksmith.
blacksmith. And he sent you here after you asked for... Why do you need a silver hand?
Well, sometimes my hand gets antsy and it wants to go for walks, but I also want to be able to use my hand. So I need a new hand.
Would Lavetta in this
Sus.
time be able to come across this area? Like, would it be in her path or no?
I would say this is probably happening concurrently to your little incident, but in a few minutes.
Okay,
you
cool.
can
Okay,
show
cool,
up.
cool.
And are you able to reattach your hand?
Oh yeah, just this little zipper thing. My hand has a zipper on it too, and if I put them together, then I can zip them back. So I was thinking I could get another hand with its own zipper, and I could zip that on. Except for the fact it needs to be made of teeth. Do you have any spare teeth?
Yes, but
Like baby ones or... I don't actually know. Wait, hold on. She goes to like raise it up to her mouth and try to... Yeah, no, just normal teeth.
oh my, okay. And they sent you here.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
If you send me back there, I'm gonna make him make me a hand.
Well, silver hand isn't exactly, I suppose, something that many of us can do per se. Well, the silversmith typically makes weapons, silver weapons, to
He said
aid
he could
against-
give me a hand with something, and the thing that I need a hand with is silver.
Does this particularly have to be made of silver?
Oh no, I guess it can be made of anything else. Can you make the hand out of something else?
Well, sort of knowledge to make a prosthetic such as that would be very
Can I have a
difficult.
ghost hand?
Okay. So your main concern is that you are without a hand whilst your hand is on a walk, is that correct?
Yes.
Right. Very well. I think that it would be wise. What?
I Eldritch Blast. No, I'm joking.
Well, I can't quite say I can make a prosthetic. Maybe some of the other people back in the Odyssean Order might have been able to. But
Oh no.
that's sort of.
She leaves the building.
Wait. I could. Is she gone?
She's gone.
Yay.
Alright. So I just need to go back in time. Alright. I can find that. I can do that.
That as you're walking out, or you're walking down here, you see Primrose leave, and this woman kind of steps out, looking curiously at Primrose, talking to herself as she leaves this tent. Lavetta, You come across.
Lavetta kind of, Lavetta like walks up to her. Everything okay? Find anything interesting?
No, not really. I wanted a new hand. But so they said I need to go back in time. Do you know any way to go back in time?
I didn't necessarily. Okay. She just looks
Lavetta just
frustrated.
Lavetta. Sorry, Lavetta looks over at the woman.
I was gonna offer a different solution.
I have a quarterstaff. If I take that, then I can make it a 2:15. And then if I take one of those away, then it's a 1:15. And if we do that a couple thousand more times, I can go back in time.
My goodness, she's insane. Okay.
No, I'm not insane. I'm a sanctuary.
Lavetta just rolls her eyes and just shakes her head.
I have an idea.
What was that idea that you had? Thank you for your help, by the way. And she just...
Oh, it's okay. Wait, sorry.
I was gonna make you a mage hand. But, if you're content on this time nonsense, please be my guest.
I mean, my mum used it for cooking all the time before, so I'm sure it can't be that hard to find.
What? Oh boy, okay. The sensible one, do you have a name?
Lavetta. I think I scared one of the craftsmen. That was an old lady with a loom back there. And then Valinda just like steps out from behind her. She made me a bag for this one, but then she ran away.
Oh. I'm sorry to...
Yeah.
You are an interesting group, aren't you? Okay, come inside if you wish. If your friend is really after a solution for the issue of her hand, I may have an option.
I think she's just looking first. And then she leans in. She still hasn't kind of fully come to terms with what happened. She fainted multiple times when the whole hand incident went down. I promise
I'm willing
we're not
you because I
weird.
understand you are the group that handled our horseman problem. I could probably make her something that conjures a mage hand locally at the source of the stump when it is removed. But I would need to look at that bracelet she has if I were to do something like that. And I would only be really willing to do that considering of who you all are.
Is there anything that you'd want to return?
That depends. We could discuss that further when we're not out in the cold.
Yeah. Come on. And then she like gestures for Primrose.
Oh, did we figure out how to do it? Alrighty, cool.
Says okay. She kind of gestures to the back room, and this room is even far more magical and enchanting. You know, runes, books flying around, pages swirling, hundreds and hundreds of books. Sort of, they appear to be sort of a lot of sort of makeshift books that she's probably written herself all across, and a good number of books throughout. Do you have a name? Do you have a name there, dear? with the dog. Dog?
Oh, yeah. This is Velander. Sorry,
See,
I
he's not
thought.
a dog, is he?
I,
It's peculiar.
uh,
She kind of kneels
he's
down
just-
next to him. Scritches behind his ear. It's a fae.
He just he happily licks her and just
Yeah.
sat in place. To be honest, I don't really know what he is.
Oh, I can tell you what he is. He's a fae. He's a spirit from the Fae realm. He's taken a liking to you. I don't even think this is the actual true form, believe it or not. Julia.
I guess I'm gonna need a different size bag then.
Well, how did you come across him?
Lavada tilts her head and looks back at Primrose. How did I find him again?
You talked to some crazy lady in a forest and then she gave you mushrooms.
Is that what happened? And
That's what I meant. Oh wait, no, that's after he died. I don't know.
after you fight so many things, it just seems like he's been around for quite a while at this point. Animals kind of my thing, I guess.
Well,
Do you have any books on the Fae?
a few. You see, you're familiar.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty familiar with him.
Oh, no, I meant that in the sort of scholarly name.
Oh, and she just she looks her up and looks them up and down. I guess he is. He likes to do things for me. I don't want to take him for granted though. So.
Of course. Well, he's beautiful. I've got a familiar of my own. This, and you see her kind of pull something from like the hood that she's got on her robe, and a long white weasel appears, and kind of scurries around the arm. She shows you. This is Nifty.
Her eyes widen and she, out of respect, obviously doesn't approach the creature, but she's just drawn to the weasel.
They're a little bit different. They're a fiend from the Nine Elves. Imp. She puts the weasel back around her neck and it kind of curls up next to him. You all appeared why? How? How did you know Velozio was in trouble?
I mean, we didn't really. We all have our own goals, I guess, and I guess strength in numbers People keep giving us pieces of information, but no one's really confirmed anything.
She sits down at her desk. Well, what do you want to know? I mean, if you want information, you've come to the right place. This isn't, spectacular as the Plosian archives once were, but
We should. I
quite
mean, we should probably get the rest of our group.
Sure, feel free to bring him here if you like. If you want to.
Lavetta just kind of like gets up and just like rushes out of the room to go find Afflear and Groff.
Yeah, you're not too far from your tent, so if that's where they're at, you would easily find them. Zara's kind of with you as well.
Hey
Now, do
guys,
you all- Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm actually just gonna do it as like she's just gonna try and like convince them to come back to meet, like join the rest of the group.
It's up to Groff and Ophia.
Groff shrugs. I guess.
You're coming?
Pez-
Yeah.
Oh shit, is
This
Pez
is-
away?
My microphone broke.
Oh.
Afflear. Yeah. Puts the hand on her head.
Your return.
Okay, they return, yeah. Sorry, go on.
She's brewing a cup of tea for you all. So you wanted information, if I'm to understand correctly. The Odyssean Order is the place to go, I suppose. I apologize it's not as grand as another archive, library, or even observatory that you might have visited before. But,
Lavetta nudges softly.
Wait.
Do you have any questions or things that you want to know? I mean, we don't really have a game plan apart from where we're going.
I have nothing on my mind. Not I.
What is it you wanted to know? You said you've only gotten bits and pieces, so I thought that blows you.
Why is everyone so scared of it? What exactly is the air? We've had people tell us to preserve our rations and to be careful and that no one's. I just don't understand why some people can live so close and everyone else avoids it.
Who's lived so close?
She just remains silent.
No. Who's lived so close? Who have you met?
She looks at Groff.
Groff is there, one finger in his nose, the other finger picking stuff out from underneath a different nail.
We
And
meet
kinda-
a lot of people,
Yes,
I
but
guess.
the only people alive at Belosia are our sanctuary.
She decides to just like pull out the once again pull out the kidney and just plops it on the table.
Oh my. That's a human kidney. I beg your pardon.
Well, I got this from the last
Oh, she
people we
does
met.
that, so she makes friends.
That was their kidney.
No. They. Sorry that I realized this must look really bad. I just didn't want it to go to waste. You know, I'm still okay. So, for context, because I think this is why I scared the woman before. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about healing. So, it's my understanding that these organs and stuff, and then she like pulls out the rest of like the kidney and the. So she's got the
my.
kidney, and then she's got
Yeah,
the
that's-
liver and the lung wrapped up in like in like paper. It's my understanding that the people who had these they were kind of like testing cures or something. We don't really know what they were doing. There are a lot of sick people there though.
Names,
So-
symbols, anything. You have to have something for me. Who were they? I can't give you information if you don't give me any.
Hmm. And she just said, she's like, she's trying to remember, but she's like also really hungry, so she's just kind of distracted by the smell of food from the mess hall. But I think they said something about this when we went to defeat the horsemen and stuff, like the silver swords and
Silver
a
sword.
Yeah. They were very interested to know about a sanctuary. To be honest, we didn't really tell them. They seemed too.
You see, she
eager.
gestures to a book, and it kind of slides itself off the shelf and floats over to her. She opens it up and starts fluttering through it. Silver Sword Inquisition in Belosia.
Well, not in Belosia, but you know, it's on the way. I guess they seem rather acquainted.
So it's not just you who's made it through. Nor is it the other group, I suppose. We had a firmer group, but none of them have gone sick. Strange, okay. But you said a lot of them were sick.
Some of the people there were sick. Oh my god, that was very intense music. Yeah, it's a long story.
We have reason to believe that many of the crop nearby has gone spoiled beyond natural progression. Cursed with everything. Perhaps this is why they were. If they're closer, they're going to be closer to the fields. Perhaps this is what they overcame.
Well, no one seemed to be getting better.
It's the thing about magical curses, isn't it? You want to know why everyone was so afraid of Belosia?
Well, considering we plan on going there at some point,
She arches
you know,
an eyebrow.
it's probably ideal that, you know, we you have some information.
Right. Well, not a lot of people want to talk about it, considering we all lost people there, whether to the beasts or the other group that headed north. Lost my mother. Never knew my father. Mum was the archivist. That's why I'm doing this now. City's overrun by beasts. Though we thought. Reports came in a few weeks ago. Reconnaissance party was sent and found a large number of undead. Many of us were terrified to even enter the city walls because we figured it was overrun by the lycanthropes. But even further, we found that it was overrun by the undead. We don't know how, we don't know when, we have no idea how that happened. We're very limited on what we know from here. If you are going to retake the city, I'd be more than happy to assist you in the best way I can. But you may be wise to take out the corruption in the forest first. I can't imagine...
Well, that was the plan.
Good. I advise against you entering the forest itself, unless you're prepared.
Well, what would prepared be exactly? What?
We don't really know per se exactly, but we do know that light helps protect individuals. I'm not a militarist, but I'll think it through for you and see if I can make up anything that could help. I need to reach out to people, but
Thank you.
of course.
So about that mage hand.
Yeah, Primrose, was it?
Hi, that's me.
Can you zip the hand back on and allow me to look at it?
I don't know where the hand is.
Alfio would have it.
Yeah, we returned with.
I point at my head. The hand is on my head.
Hey, buddy, come here. Come on. And the hand sort of is...
Oh, my. Okay.
And she zips it on.
She takes the
and
hand.
wiggles her fingers.
She looks at the hand. Wow, that's fascinating. So the bracelet does it, is that correct?
Yeah.
I'd have to enchant something that would work with the bracelet, I suppose.
Question out of character. If the bracelet had been placed on like someone's actually never mind, that's I don't... Does it matter where the bracelet is placed? Like, can you put it on any other any other body part? Like, if someone
can make it a cock ring, is that what you're asking?
Yes. Yes. What? Like,
I will say the
like
description for it specifically says that it turns it into a hand.
Oh.
So
you'd have to test it. You don't know necessarily.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. You know, the law and stuff.
Oh my goodness. Great. If you were to leave this with me for some time, I could work with it to see if I can create something to work with it. But
alrighty.
It would take me quite some time. I don't even know if I have the supplies.
That's okay, just be careful, because I think someone was sucking on it before. It's being weird.
Okay. She takes the bracelet. Okay. Alright, you can mark yourself as unattuned to that for the time being. Because you're no longer in your possession. Your hand and arm is still having that black ichor up of it, still corrupted in a way. Right. Yeah, if you end up going to Belosia, I'm going to make my interest known to assist you in any way possible. We never did recover Mom's remains, unfortunately. But you all stay safe, and what was your name? Yeah. Looking at you, Lovetta.
She frowns. I said it 3 times. Then she stares at her.
Oh. My apologies.
She tilts her head. It's Lavetta.
Veta. Apologies, I was distracted by something. The human kidney and such. Would you mind collecting those and getting them off my table?
Oh, yeah, sorry. And then she like scoops it up and wraps it. Don't suppose you've got like a piece of cloth or anything? I can't really get away with ripping any more of my cloak. The unit, like her cloak is just like in shreds.
Cloth, and she hands it over to you.
Oh, thank you.
And then she pulls another book, kind of gesturing at it with fingers, and another book flies off, and she hands it to you. Inside, it's all handwritten, kind of a green, not necessarily leather, but it's some sort of bound in some sort of skin, probably some sort of animal.
She inspects it.
Book on the Fae, as you requested.
Oh, thank you. Do you want anything in return for this? No one seems to want the organs, so I
But I could use the organs, actually.
Oh,
yeah, I'll
okay.
take the organs. Typically, I trade information. You've already given me information, but if you're offering the organs, I could find use for them.
Is it okay if I keep the kidney? I would like to see if there's anything peculiar about it.
Sure. So the lung and the liver is mine.
The lung and the liver, yeah. And she hands them over, and it makes like a squelchy sound, like it's like
She picks it up with a mage hand because she ain't touching that. Places it in a jar. Thank you. Right. Best of luck. Try not to get killed. The bracelet will probably take me a week or two to sort it out. So, yes. Alrighty. In the interest of
If you need
time,
my hand, I've got it.
Okay. In the interest of time and stuff, is there anything else you guys would like to do here in Sanctuary before you head out?
Just pick up some food for the road, but that's about it.
Yeah, easy enough. You guys can mark down, give yourselves 5 rations each. Righty. If there's nothing else that anyone else wants to do, we move our way to the 15th. 2 days later. I need from you, Lavetta, though, 2 of your rolls, please.
Okay.
To me.
Yep.
Where is there? One of them can be with advantage. but it won't.
Alright, well,
Give me the next one with advantage.
Rations.
You get 5 rations.
Oh, was it
Oh, we
two?
get 5 rations, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot! Okay.
Second one
Same.
with advantage.
Okay.
That's crazy. You rolled the same thing 6 times in a row. Okay. Alrighty. You all are awoken. I'm gonna take off my Karazhan music. We need. I want to go back to this. Alrighty. You are all awoken by a sort of guard at the door. I mean, apologies, everyone, but the reconnaissance is ready for you all. You are ready to leave. As you exit, one by one, 3 individuals sat, very stumps, just waiting for you. All of them, you notice, have a blue beret, either on their head or tucked somewhere visible. A pin with an eagle, wings open. Across the eagle, you see 3 fleurs-de-lis. The tail, you see the trichinaut. One of them is familiar to you. Jade. Sat there and looks up at you all and smiles. The rest are new. You see a woman, looks to probably be in her 30s, clad in beautiful silver armor, at least silver in color, blue cloth intertwined within it. A rapier at her side. And the final one is sat there. A hawk sat on her shoulder. She's got a bow, knives at her waist. The woman in armor stands up and looks at you all. Welcome to the reconnaissance. My name is Chloe. No. Well, I suppose your main point of contact for this little adventure is we are about to set out on. The marshal of the reconnaissance. I am to understand you have already met Jade. She is our druid. And this is Melanie. And Hawk, too. All of us are set out on a very difficult path. But I don't want to act like I am in charge here. I'm in charge of my individuals, but we need to make agreements together. We are to take the ruined village of Lumbine, secure it for the militia to make their way in. Now, there are 2 ways we can go about this. We could cut right through the forest, or we could take the fields. The choice is yours. But I would highly recommend against the forest, considering the majority of the hunters that are set in there had lost their minds, or had their mind and body consumed by the very shadows themselves. That's not to mention the very beasts that run those woods. So although the fields would be a longer option, that would be my recommendation. But I will leave it to you all if you wish to take that. Nadan has put a lot of trust in all of you. A lot of trust in the work that you have done for Sanctuary. So, I am going to respect that. But any stupid moves, and we will leave you to die. Emma Induk stood.
Lavetta nods, kind of spaced out, looking at the hawk.
Wonderful. Do you have a leader of your group here at all? Someone who speaks for you, at least.
Honestly, I think it just depends on where we are.
Fair enough. So if there's no opposition to us taking the longer route through the fields, we will stick close to the wood, edge of the wood, for cover. But it is necessary that we do not push straight through our enemy.
Aren't the fields, the crops, cursed or withering
Do you
away?
plan on eating
Withering
them?
away? No, I'm just curious if there's lasting effects.
Well, is that, or we go through the very shadows which wish to consume us? Do not eat the fields. From what I understand, they are far too dangerous. But we shouldn't have any issue beyond that. Are there any questions before we set out? Good. What you are all doing here today is hopefully the start of a future for these people. Thousands left from their homes and much of their family. What we do today could change the course of these people's history. We are to take no weapons, or to take no horses, or goats, or carts, or anything like that. So I hope you are all prepared. I'll give you an hour, but when you are ready, we shall set out. You all gather your things. Is there any sort of things, last minute things you like to do? Very well. You all set out. The cloudy sky, dark. The gates swing open. People saluting you all as you leave. It is clear. People know what is to come. The crowds gather and await. As you step out into the fields that surround Sanctuary, snow crunching underneath you. You push into the woods. Let's look. The small walled encampment. Sanctuary. It's behind you. Now I need a marching order.
Lavetta, I'd rather her be like behind the three that are leading, like the three we just met. Maybe like carrying a torch that she's thinking whether or not to light.
The
It's
second
like
you
she's
pull out that
fourth.
torch,
Mhm.
Chloe will turn around. No light. Not here, at least. Don't necessarily want to attract beasts. If you have trouble seeing through here, take a hand of one of your companions.
She smiles to herself, and the light wouldn't have been for me, but okay. She just like stuffs it back in her cloak.
Alright, so who's after Lavetta? I presume Groff's going to want to be at the back.
Yep.
Alrighty.
No, we'll be second from the back.
Okay, Althea, do you want to be before or after Zara?
I'll go before.
Alright. You guys push your way, the warped branches and roots of the forest just feel like they're attempting to trip you up here and there. The path you take, though familiar, feels foreign. As you push your way through, you hear howls around you, creaking. You hear an eerie whistle in the distance as well, reminding you of those creatures you fought before. Sure enough, you come to the edge of the wood. You've come further north than the mill. The sort of forest edge in which you find yourself. The snow is picked up. It's hard to see, you can't even see the walls below you. You could just about make out the mill spinning in the wind. Chloe raises a hand. Begins to get nighttime. She looks at you all. Maybe best that we camp out here, unless you like to push through the night.
I don't think all of us can see very well in the dark.
Camp it is then. No fire. Or if you get really cold, we can start a small one. But it may be wise for us to create some sort of lowering bit, at least. Hide it in the snow. We'll get set up. Jade, Melanie, you take the first watch. I'd like you to take the second with one of your own. And third and fourth, pick some amongst yourself.
Zara always kind of usually does a perimeter check at night, so
Give me a
it would make
perception
sense
check.
for Zara.
Oh, for Zara? Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I said about it.
Yeah. I mean, I
will-
don't mind doing the fourth one.
got
I
it.
can do
I got it. The air around you is quiet. I need the order of watches.
Zara, Lavetta. I don't know if there are any more.
You guys doing the third one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, who's going to be with Chloe then?
I shall be with Chloe.
Okay. That means Groff and Althea. And then Zara. And Lavetta. All right. You all comfort down. It is cold. As you all sleep, at least get ready for sleep. I'm going to need Constitution saving throws from you all. You can mark down a long rest for each and every one of you, but I will need Constitution saving throws, and we'll see if you.
Is that for the cold?
That is for the cold,
Even for Lavetta?
with advantage on yours.
Okay.
I don't think you have resist. Do you have resist? You don't have resistance to cold, do you? You just have.
No, it's just she's very
Yeah.
used to it.
It's just fucking cold, so regardless. I'm gonna need one for Groff, and then I'm gonna do one for Zara. There's Zara's, and then she one last one from Groff. Oh, so Lavetta, give me your roll, please.
Did I not do it?
Your special roll.
Oh, okay, yeah.
To me, please. Take the first
I didn't
one.
mean to do it with advantage. Sorry, I didn't
You're
mean to.
You're fine. Just take the first. Alrighty. Groff. This weather fucking sucks. You hate it. This is... I mean, your whole life, you've grown up in warm weather, warm climate. So to be kind of forced in the cold here, it's rough sleeping through it. You did it a few nights, but tonight it's too much for you. You take a level of exhaustion when you wake up. Cold, it's too much to bear. You still get your long rest. You all do. And I'll mark down a ration as well. You wake up. Snow. Even a thin layer over everything around you. Your footsteps covered. As you're all packing up your bag, Chloe looks at Melanie and Jade and says, "We're going to need some sort of scouting ahead to get an idea on..." So you're all aware, the woods touch the fields here, obviously, but the more cursed ones come right up to meet it. Occasionally, creatures can be found along that, so I'm going to send to the hawk that you've met, and Jade, forward to scout out. Does anyone have any opposition to that?
No.
Alright. She looks at you, and she nods at Melanie, and Todd nods at Jade. You see Jade smiles at you all. "I'll be right back." And you see as she shifts into a little field mouse. Wild shaping to a field mouse on the ground.
Lavetta watching curiously.
The hawk on Melanie's shoulder jumps down, picking up the mouse in her talons. Flights up, 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 and off to the north. You're all going to start slowly making your way forward through the snow. I want a stealth roll from you all.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll take that.
Oh, one sec. Let me.
I got yours. Lavetta, don't worry.
I was gonna
Alright.
do one for Valinda. But okay, no worries.
Yeah, you can do.
Please, I swear. Please. Please, I swear. Okay.
That's actually not bad for heavy armor.
It's not bad. It's not bad for me.
Alright. Valinda, are you rolling one for Valinda?
Oh, yeah. I realized that I couldn't actually do one for on his, so
Just roll a dex
did I
one.
just do it as Dex?
Yeah. Right. You all move forward. You wait. You can see the fields ahead of you now. It's harder to tell. The snow's kind of lifting a little bit more here now, but the wind is strong, bitter. The forest on your right, the fields on your left. You're right on the edge as you walk forward and keep low. But an hour or so comes by. The hawk returns. No field mouse in its talons. Lands on Melanie's arm. She looks at the beast, creature, and looks at you all. This creature, you hear her speaking in a tongue you do not understand. She hear the name Jade. Lavetta, you notice that there is something agitated about this bird. Uneasy. It's trying to alert to something. I mean, it's just returned without Jade.
She
This up.
she's tilts her head and kind of just does this nod, kind of asking permission to step forward a little bit.
Melanie looks at you. Yeah, I mean, sure.
Lavetta just looks at the hawk and just kind of whispers to herself, but also to the hawk, like, what are you trying to tell us?
The hawk tilts its head. And you can discern from it the following. Danger. Danger. Attacked. Creatures. Help. It's anxious.
She gently just strokes the underside of its chest very lightly with the back of her finger, and she whispers, "Thank you." Bad news. Something's attacked. Something isn't right.
Chloe looks at you. How do you know?
The hawk. And the fact that we are one less team member.
I'll take your word for it. We should push forward then. See what we see. You all push forward, and in front of you, a little ways out, you start pushing through a berry field. It's prickly, but the berries are dead. Twigs, thorns. You notice two slow-moving masses in front of you. To the west, humanoid, except for one which rides atop a horse. But the bodies move in such strange fashions. Jagged, twisting. There's no fluidity to their movements. They shamble towards the other group. To the right, you see familiar shapes. At least 4 of them. Beast-like. These individuals look very similar to the werewolves you've encountered. There appears to be shadow-like creatures with it around them as well. Do you wish to get closer?
Lovetta's going to remain attempting to stay hidden. Well, sorry, she's going to try and get closer, but while staying hidden.
Okay. Is anyone else staying back?
I mean, it looks like the 2 groups are about to solve the problem themselves, so I'm good chilling.
For the sake of this
Yeah,
thing.
it's just,
Go ahead, say that.
as I say, she's just staying back.
Right. You'll kind of get a little bit closer, and Lavetta starts pushing forward. And with that, whoops. Nope. What's that? Alrighty. I show you all map here. With that, I'm going to have you all roll initiative.
Great, good job.
Oh, God.
Sorry, let me be more supportive. Great, good job.
Oh, you know what? I didn't clear the last ones. Give me a second. I always forget it because it shows blank to me, so I'm like, oh, I cleared it, and then I do dumb bitch move. Alrighty. I'm going to need one from Golof, and I will roll one for Ms. Zara.
For the record, just to ask, if I hadn't have gone forward, would we have been in this? Would we have still had to have rolled initiative?
I won't be answering that
That's the fun
question.
of D&D.
Oh.
Don't get to
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't get to know, lovely.
Okay. All right.
Why is the fuck? Why is this character sheet saying gateway timed out?
I'm getting
503.
503 arrows on roll 20 right now.
Fucking hell, roll 20. Roll 20 might be down. Oh, that really sucks. God damn it. Oh man.
It
This
is
might-
currently having issues.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. Let's give it a break. We'll wait 5 minutes, see if it comes back up in those 5 minutes. If not, we'll end. I am going to put on the BRB screen chat. Roll20 is kind of struggling right now, so we may have to come back to this next week. However, we are going to give it a few minutes, so we will be right back with you. Yes.
I can't believe that Shan would kill the party.
Why is this in here? Oh, there we go. Hello, everyone. We're back. We made a decision. Although Roll20 is back up, we made a decision that we are going to end it today, so that way Zalar can be here for whatever this becomes. Also, our lovely warlock needs to get to bed, considering it is Christmas Eve for them. So we are going to call it here today. Do want to thank everyone for joining us. I hope you all have an incredible Christmas. I think Hanukkah just ended. If you celebrate Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa. If you celebrate Yule, all the holidays. We will see you all on the 30th, 10 o'clock. I may return with another stream in an hour and a half. That will very much depend on the queue. Maybe the queue gods bless me. If I am able to get into 4.0, I likely will start up stream again and we can do another one today. But in the meantime, thank you all for watching today. I will get this VOD up immediately, and I shall see you all later. Let's figure out someone to go raid. Let's find someone to raid. Is Kathy live, or who is live that we know? Nope, that video is live. Look, live. Ah, Lord, thank you so much for giving a sub to Perry. There you go, Perry. Guys, let's go give some love to. Oh my God, Seraph is streaming. Fellow Owl streamer. Guys, let's go give some love to Seraph. Go say hi to them. They're currently playing GTA 4.0 on Ophelia Flowers. So go give them lots of love. Thank you again for the subscription. Thank you to everyone who came by today. And I shall see you all maybe later or maybe on Monday. All right. Bye.
I can't wait for us to have everyone here for a